In today's video, I am going to be breaking down how you can play just like Shaq. If you are a bigger center in basketball, this is definitely a video for you so that you can then, of course, translate this into your game and, of course, score more points. So let's get down. Let's check out Shaq. Okay, so first, Shaq gets that ball in the low post. He's looking over his shoulder. That is, of course, not just looking at his man, but also looking at any backdoor cutters so that he can get that assist. Also, he is nice and balanced, hips and knees slightly bent. At this time, he takes one hard dribble and he gets low. He gets his shoulders lower than his post defender's shoulders. This is important so you can have leverage, and then he's able to lift up on that arm of that defender. Once he lifts up, he's able to then hook that player through and make sure that that player is stuck essentially in jail behind his back. Once he's able to get past, he goes off of 2 feet and goes up for a massive dunk. So being able to use leverage, getting your shoulders lower than your defender's shoulders will allow you to be able to lift that player up, get him out of your way, and then if you can hook him with that elbow, you can then get positioned to be able to score. Also scoring fast in the low post. Here he gets that ball and then he's able to go straight back up for that dunk. Now this is important because now if he was to get that ball and go for a dribble right here, this player, that defensive player, and maybe even this guy, could have hacked away at his arms to try to steal that ball, but he went straight up, which was very hard to block. He's also very good at feeling his defender and knowing where that man is. For example, here, he's posting up his man, and this guy takes a little bit of a step in front to try to stop that pass from going into Shaq. Shaq spins off and allows that man to then front face him, which with a good passer can get that ball over the top, and of course he is able to finish with the alley-oop dunk. Now, as a younger player, you may not finish with an alley-oop dunk, but if you can get that spin, you can seal that man, make a quick bump into his back, and then if that pass can go over top, you're able to get that pass for the layup. If you're also bigger than your defenders, you can literally just go straight through them, and that's what we're seeing here. But watch, how many dribbles does Shaq take? 1. And then he goes for his 2 steps towards the middle of the key. This is so important because watch, if you took more than 1 dribble here, you are, for one reason, you're going to be slower going towards the basket, but second reason is this guy. He's going to come in and play help because nobody wants a big man scoring it down low. That man is going to be trying to steal that ball if you were to take a second or even third dribble. Shaq never took more than 2 or 3 dribbles in the post, and whenever he was going up against a strong defender with strong help players, he always only took 1 dribble because he knew he needed to get to that rim. Also, he understood that if he had multiple defenders guarding him, he needed to pass that ball. Look at his eyes scanning the court. This is important, and he was able to get that pass through to a teammate for that layup. That would have never happened if he was not keeping his head up and if he was not a willing passer. Something that so many players also neglect these days is sacrificing your body, diving for that ball, getting that ball at all costs, because I'm going to tell you right now, let's say he was faster than these 2 guys, right? And he ran forward and he tried to pick up that ball. Well, what happens if he tried to do that and one of these guys dove for the ball like he is here? Well, if he was standing up here trying to pick up that ball and somebody dove, guess what? There goes that player's legs. That's why sometimes it's better off diving for the ball so that you don't put yourself at injury risk. Also getting into position. So here he actually goes a bit wide when his man was driving down the middle of the key. For one is to try to pull your defender away from playing help defense. But for number 2, it gets you into position to be able to get the angle for the rebound. And then of course, just break the rim. And even though he was a center, he understood that by passing to the post, if that postman was higher or closer towards that high post, that he could cut baseline or towards the baseline and potentially get that ball back for that dunk. Even though he was a center, he knew how to play the perimeter. This is a really nice pass, by the way, but he was able to understand that getting that ball to the high post and cutting will allow you to have multiple opportunities to be able to score. Make sure to go check out the 4-out offense videos that I have posted if you're a coach. Now, in this next clip, what do we see? Well, here he took a quick dribble towards the middle, which then established essentially a top foot. He spun off of that top foot. He didn't have to use his elbow here. However, he did have it slightly out to try to get that angle, but he was still able to get that dunk. Now watch this for all the young players who get defensive rebounds. Watch, he gets that ball. He does not dribble right away. He's looking down court. If you're a young player and you get a defensive rebound and you dribble right away, that guy's going to try and steal it from you. You get that defensive rebound, you keep it high, away from that defender, and you look down court. And here he's able to get that ball down court to his teammate, Dwayne Wade, for, of course, the 360 dunk. And also, if you're a center, learn how to do these passes. The behind-the-back pass is so useful because if you've got a defender cutting off the passing lane in front of you, and of course, you've got the guy essentially beside you, there is a passing lane, and that is behind you. And if you can master these passes, you can get a lot of assists from the low post for players who are cutting down the middle of the key. If you're looking to become a better shooter in basketball, make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below. And I'll see you guys again next time. Hit that like button and subscribe if this video has helped you.